4 undervalued second appearances, and 1 super hot giveaway. Stay tuned.
Bry's Comics.
Welcome to Bry's Comics. Today we have a super special video because we have a special guest, Swagglehaus Comics. How's it going, Swag?
It's going great, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. We did a collaboration video. God, it seems like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And ever since, people have been requesting another one. And so I'm super grateful that you decided to come on today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I mean, a lot of fun last time, and this one's going to be fun too.
And so today we're taking a look at this new approach to speculation comics, and that is second appearances. Because as we all know, the market is super hot right now, and those first appearances are getting farther and further out of reach. And this seems like just low-hanging fruit, just an easy way to find awesome keys to invest in that haven't quite seen that pop yet. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think that this is, you had another video that talked about second appearances, and I think that this is such a great, opportunity for people to get books that, could increase in value. Like I do a kind of a series where I'm always looking at some go collect lists of hot comics and things like that. And what time and time again, second appearances always pop up on that list. So it feels like second appearances are definitely good waters to explore for, good spec opportunities.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But before we get any further in, I want to announce this super awesome giveaway. We actually have a really, really cool giveaway today. In honor of Swagglehaus's channel, we have some raw books to give away. So people that follow both channels know that Bry's Comics is all about the slabs, and Swagglehaus's channel is more focused on raw books, except you look up there in the corner, got his first one right there.
So it begins. So it begins.
So in honor of the collaboration with Swagglehaus, we have some raw books and a super cool stand. This is a Death Star slab stand, which can also be used for raw comics. This is from Tashi Station Comics over on Instagram. Go hit him up. This is just an incredible 3D printed, super sturdy, but super lightweight. And it comes with a kyber crystal, which is a secret variant for the slab stand. So not everyone that you buy will have the kyber crystal. It's only some of them. And this is the first green secret variant I've seen. So anyways, goes with the slab stand. And to go with it, we have Star Wars Adventures, The Clone Wars Battle Tales #1, signed and numbered by Michael Moretti. This is 49 out of 140. I mean, it's got Star Wars and Disney right there on the cover. Come on, guys. And in addition to that, we have Amazing Spider-Man Venom 3D #1 in the poly bag with 3D glasses. This is an awesome, awesome way to read ASM 300 because it actually works. It's actually in 3D. So that's cool. Also have Invincible #1, the gold foil edition, local comic shop day. This is like a $25 book now. And Something is Killing the Children #1, full foil local comic shop day edition, also like a $25 book. It's like when you factor in shipping, it's like over $100 value in this giveaway. All you have to do to be entered to win is subscribe to both channels and comment on both videos. So Swag's going to drop a video at the exact same time as this one. So when you're done watching this one, hop over there, subscribe to his channel, comment down below, and you're in it to win. Also, a little channel announcement for myself. My new website is live, bryscomics.com. And so far, it has been super cool. The thing that I like most about it is the ability to provide cheaper prices. I mean, now I don't have to worry about those eBay fees. It was like sometimes up to 15% go off the top going to eBay. And so that goes right back into your pocket as savings on the books. Use code SLABME10 for 10% off everything on the store, and that's going until Thursday. So you're watching this on Monday, it's good until Thursday. SLABME10. So now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the really exciting stuff, which is these undervalued keys. Go ahead, Swag.
Well, the first book we got here is Marvel Spotlight #6. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the second appearance of Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. And if you guys have been paying attention to the market for, a lot of the characters that kind of relate to that, horror world, like Blade and Moon Knight and Ghost Rider, all of their first appearances have been blowing up. And, you're looking at books that are going for the $1,000 range. And when I look at this particular book right here, Marvel Spotlight #6, the second appearance of this character, I see great deals everywhere I look, like on eBay. I'm seeing it under, the $100 range. I'm seeing it go for like $40, $50. And that seems like a totally respectable price for like kind of a mid-range grade of this particular book. And I'm still of the opinion that, maybe, I know it's become kind of the meme within the comic book space, but I still believe that there's a chance that we're going to see Mephisto eventually in the MCU. And what does Mephisto do within context to, the characters and the Marvel universe? Well, he creates Ghost Rider. So I really do believe that we're going to see Ghost Rider at some point in the next coming years. And for that reason, I think Marvel Spotlight #6, his second appearance, is totally undervalued.
Absolutely. I totally agree. In fact, I saw that there was a copy listed, a 9.6 pedigree on eBay, and it was super tempting, but I think it might still be a little overpriced. But it's just like you said, this book is in the beginning stages, right? We're pre-announcement spec. So,
right.
And it's the second appearance, and also the origin retold. So, I think this is a slam dunk book to go up in value. How long is it going to take? That's anyone's guess, but in the meantime, you get to admire and enjoy an incredible cover of an incredible character. All right, up next, we have Strange Tales #111. First and foremost, this is the second appearance ever of Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange appears for the first time in Strange Tales #110, the previous book. The previous book to this is a holy grail. I mean, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars for that book. And this is the next issue. That's just mind-blowing to me that the price difference is that much when you have so much going on in this book as well. It's not just the second appearance of Doctor Strange, it's also the first appearance of Baron Mordo and the Asbestos Man, and we'll get to that in a sec. But Baron Mordo actually played a large role in the original Doctor Strange movie and is cast for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So this character evidently has some staying power as well, and it's his first appearance in this book. And then we have the first appearance of the Asbestos Man. If you follow my channel, you know that I am a sucker for B-tier villains. And I think Swagglehaus is too, right?
I love him. I love him.
So when I first saw this book years ago, I thought, did they really try to make a character called the Asbestos Man? And they did. And Asbestos Man, his backstory is he is a chemist that invented a chemical that can dissolve metal so he can rob banks. And it turns out that he just wasn't quite agile and skilled enough to pull it off. And so he realized he needed to train a little bit more. So he retreats to a castle, hones his skills, and invents a new flame-resistant suit out of super asbestos. Then he challenges the Human Torch and wins because the Human Torch's flames were useless against the super asbestos, obviously. So the Torch girds himself up and tries to beat him again and accomplishes it by sucking all of the oxygen out of the bank that the Asbestos Man was trying to rob. And Asbestos Man is forced to surrender. And then later we find out that the Asbestos Man, unfortunately, gets cancer and dies because it turns out that super asbestos is even more carcinogenic than regular asbestos. So when I looked into this book, I thought, I have to do a little bit more research. And so it turns out that asbestos has been used for thousands of years as a flame-resistant material, right? It's just naturally flame-resistant. And because I was trying to wrap my head around why did they come up with this character? And first of all, it's Stoner Stan at his best. They're sitting there and they're getting high and going, we need another bad guy. What's bad? Asbestos. I heard asbestos is bad. Asbestos Man, that's our guy. And they go, well, how are we going to kill him? Nope, kills himself. Cancer from the asbestos. That is literally what happens in the book. What's super interesting about this is asbestos wasn't stopped being mined until the 1980s. It was used in manufacturing all the way up to the 1980s. And I think that they always kind of just knew that asbestos was bad for you, but it wasn't like official until the 70s and 80s. This book came out in 1963. So it's kind of interesting that Stan Lee and the writer, I think it was Ernst something on this book, kind of put that into the story here that he actually passes away from cancer. So I'm not sure exactly what was going on back then, but just totally the best thing about this book, in my opinion, is the Asbestos Man and the story behind it. Relatively cheap. I just bought a copy, 6.0 for like $700, which again, I did it again where I am paying, record high prices, but Swagglehaus just did an excellent video that made me feel a lot better about that, which was, is it okay to overpay for a grail in today's market? And if you haven't seen that video, I highly suggest you hop over to his channel after you watch these two and check out that video. It certainly made me feel better about overpaying for a book.
Well, yeah, you may not have caught the bottom with your recent pickup, but I still think for all the points you mentioned, I mean, we know we got Doctor Strange 2 coming out, and we know that Baron Mordo is going to play a role. And this is the first appearance of him. It's the second appearance of Doctor Strange. I mean, I feel like you're going to be in the green no matter what, at least, when that movie comes out. But, like you said, I mean, this is just totally an undervalued book. And it's one of the S tier greatest characters in Marvel, Doctor Strange's second appearance. It's one of his biggest rivals, Baron Mordo. So you have like already 2 entry points into why this book is desirable. And then, like you said, you have this great little side character, Asbestos Man, and who knows with the MCU, they make everybody cool. So one day maybe they're going to bring Asbestos Man into the MCU, and then we're all going to be thinking like Asbestos Man is the greatest villain to ever existed. I don't know, but this is a very, very cool book for many reasons. All right, so the next book we have here is Amazing Spider-Man number 51. And what is the significance of this? Well, this is the second appearance of the Kingpin. But almost more importantly to me, this is actually the first cover appearance of the Kingpin. So I'm sure a lot of you guys out there know about Amazing Spider-Man number 50, and that is notated as being the first appearance of Kingpin. And it's got the classic cover with like Peter Parker walking away from like his red shadow of the Spider-Man outfit. But this one right here, I think is super interesting because, a lot of people, they get number 50, great, satisfying number. I totally get it. Number 50 is always kind of cool to own. And it is the first appearance of the Kingpin. But, as we kind of know with all these characters and books, and as we look more into the numbers, it feels like the ones that have the character on the cover are always very, very desirable. And since this is the first time you see Kingpin on a cover, I think that this kind of makes his second appearance extra special and sort of undervalued because, when I compare it to the numbers of number 50, that book is, 5x the price of this one. But as far as like, Kingpin fans out there, this might be the one that you want to kind of hold or show off because you get to actually see him on the cover. And additionally, if you're like a slab collector like Brian, you're never going to be able to actually open the book and appreciate Kingpin. I mean, maybe you should try your hands on this one if you're, a big fan of him. And additionally to that, there's been a lot of talk that, Daredevil Charlie Cox might make his way into the MCU, and maybe there's going to be a lot of the Kingpin from the Netflix universe is also going to make his way into the MCU. So I feel like there's a lot of room for this one to continue to grow as we get, some of that Hell's Kitchen story maybe coming to the MCU. And for that reason, Amazing Spider-Man 51, I think, is just a really awesome, undervalued second appearance.
Absolutely. And I was looking at some GPA prices on this, and I noticed that there has been a significant tick, as with every book right now, but not in every grade. So some grades are selling for the same price it was selling for 8 months ago. So if you're savvy, check the eBays. You might want to pull a trigger on this book right now. So next up, we have Marvel Premiere number 16. And this is the second appearance of Iron Fist. It's the origin of Iron Fist continued from the previous issue. It actually continues in the subsequent 2 issues as well. They drag his origin out over 4 issues. And this book is also the first appearance of Lei Kung, the Thunderer, Xiao Lao, the Undying, which is the dragon, Fu His, and Scythe, who is featured here on the cover. And so it's got a lot going for it in addition to the second appearance of Iron Fist. And that's what I love about this book is all those bonus little specs. Lei Kung actually appeared in the Netflix series of Iron Fist as well as Xiao Lao the dragon, although it was just his glowing red eyes. But later in the Defenders Netflix series, we found out that the bones of Xiao Lao's kind, the dragon, contain a substance that can bring people back from the dead. And what I love about that is it's basically a golden ticket for Marvel to be able to retcon everything. Now we have a substance that could bring people back from the dead in the MCU. And his first appearance is in this book. And Scythe has shown up in all kinds of comics and even in the television series Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which I think you're a fan of, aren't you, Swag?
Big fan, big fan.
Yeah. So while these characters might not ever be the determining factor to make this a huge money book, they're just little extras to add to the cool factor of owning this book. And so this book has basically been flatlined for the last 10 years. Okay, we saw a huge bump back in 2015 when the Netflix series was announced and people were getting excited about it. And the Netflix series basically flopped. It wasn't received well. It got like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes. And so since then, it has just completely dropped back down. And now we're almost at pre-Netflix announcement numbers in 2021.
Wow.
I could see this book easily doubling, tripling in price if they revive Iron Fist in the MCU and do a better job. And we have a bunch of titles coming out soon where that could be possible. We have Shang-Chi. So I just think that this book is drastically undervalued. I love when we see an example of how high a book can go and then it comes back down, because then you get an idea. This happens with the Inhumans too. You get an idea of where the book can go. I mean, we all know that a movie or show announcement just makes the book absolutely spike, but it's good to see that little confirmation of see how high it could actually go.
Yeah, I think you're totally right. And to your point about, the spikes in the numbers, I mean, if this book is kind of already where it was pre, Netflix series, I mean, there's almost no risk to grabbing it right now because, it's not like you've already got the floor established. So it's not like it's going to sink necessarily lower than what it was back then. So if you can get your hands on this book at that entry point, I mean, there's only the possibility for it to go up. And kind of to what you said about, the critic reviews of Iron Fist, I mean, I definitely think that this book is undervalued because it feels like the brand of Iron Fist has been hurt a little bit because of the show. And it feels like, if we do see him in the MCU, or even if we don't see him in the MCU, if Marvel continues to do good work with him in the comic book space, I feel like that brand will eventually be restored and people will one day be jumping back onto the Iron Fist bandwagon. So this one feels like a great opportunity to buy low.
All right, you guys, so that is it for this video, 4 undervalued keys. Don't forget to hop over to Swagglehaus's channel, check out the video that's dropped at the exact same time to see another 4 undervalued keys. Subscribe to both channels, comment on both videos, and you're in it to win this awesome giveaway with this custom Death Star slab stand, which could be used for Robux too. Comes with the secret variant green kyber crystal, Something is Killing the Children #1 LCSD foil, Invincible #1 LCSD foil, Amazing Spider-Man Venom 3D #1, still polybagged with 3D glasses, and Star Wars Adventures Clone Wars Battle Tales #1, signed and numbered by Michael Morici, number 49 out of 140. Major shout out to Owen Good for doing my logo rebrand. He absolutely nailed this thing. I'll put a link down in the description to his info. Super reasonable, super cool guy over in Ireland, actually. So check out Owen Good if you need anything marketing, rebranding, anything like that. Swag, thank you so much for coming on the show once again. It was a lot of fun, and let's just keep these rolling.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, and to your audience, the Bryce Comics audience. Thanks so much for inviting me to the show.
Absolutely, you guys. If you haven't seen Swagglehaus's channel, you're welcome, because if you like my channel, you're gonna love the content that he has over there. Just very frequent, compelling content. Definitely don't want to miss it. So thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll catch you in the other video. Bye.
Bryce Comics.